And hello, 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 hello. Oh. I just tickle myself when I do that. Hello there, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming on up in here with me, honey. Welcome to another installment of the Donut Factory. Commentaries and chronicles, darling. Yes, I'm sitting up here. I'm trying to get it together. I am a little dark. Okay, I'm trying to get done. No, I can't stand this damn light. Shit. I think this is going to be part of the fucking shtick, trying to get the light together. Okay. However, okay, that's a little better. I got to type at the same time. But y'all know, honey, I'm here, and I'm going to be saying hello to all of you. Hey, come on up in here. Hey, babies, come on up in. I'm going to say hi to you and get hello. Hello, darling. I see you. Y'all come on up in here, baby, because, baby, I've got to. And I may get emotional because I've been emotional all damn day. Okay, now many of y'all seen, y'all saw Pose last night, and I had to tape it because I had to be here. So I got home this morning, and after having a conversation with my friend Edwin last night, Edwin called me, and he was like, listen, honey, I'm not going to tell you nothing about it, but when you see it, I want you to call me because I want to talk about it with you. And because you're someone who has been out and you have done, is this thing frozen? Oh, there it is. And he said, you have been around and carrying on. I was not at the bars and at the clubs and carrying on at that particular time. So, you know, watching Pose and carrying on is a training ground for me, he says. I'm like, okay, fine. So then, you know, he said, I'm going to say this. He said, all I'm going to say is Candy, and I'm going to say Stephanie Mills. And y'all know Stephanie Mills is my sister, okay? Y'all know that's my sister, baby. That's my sister. Okay, Patty, my mama, Stephanie, my sister, okay? So I got home, I flew home, raced home. And immediately, honey, I usually watch Good Morning America. And I said, no, let me get into this episode. And I did. First off, to know that they killed Candy hurt me, right? When they got the phone call and Blanca was going through, she said, no, this is Blanca and carrying on. You know, first before they went on the spree, they went down there, Lulu and everybody come and run to the door. You know, Blanca come help. And, you know, doing all that. And they went to go find her. And she said, no, this is my number. If you see her, let's go. Let me start there. Because, see, what a lot of folks, what y'all don't understand is that I've got to give kudos to the writers, to the director, to the DP, to the cinematographer, to the costumers, to those who were the musical producers. This entire episode is everything. Everything. And I swear, honey, this episode needs to go up for an Emmy. All of the accolades that it needs to go up for, because this episode here has just been kick-ass kudos. What a lot of people don't understand about LGBT culture is that, y'all know from season 1 and carrying on, you know the cattiness, you know the clicks, and you know the snaps, and you know the reads, you know the neck rolls, honey, you know the shade, you know the this, you know the that. But one of the things that this is showing you is how strong this sisterhood is, and the brotherhood, because for our masculine parts of the community. when we all come together and carrying on, we rally, and we really will stick together, at least at that point. And so I want y'all to pay attention to something. Because see, at this particular time, this is at a time when it was only AIDS at that point. Well, we're in the 90s now, so we started coming around to HIV and being HIV positive. But at that time, our trans sisters were still fighting for their equity, more so than what they are now. Because what you guys see with RuPaul's Drag Race and carrying on, what you see with Laverne Cox, with the Caitlyn Jenner, and some of the other girls who are out there, what you guys see is some of the after effect of them coming into what equity they have acquired. Okay. Let me throw in Chaz Bono. Okay. I'm sorry, I read a comment. Yes, I do remember that. My nephew. Remember when we would scream out Stephanie when we would pass Mill Street in Kalamazoo? Of course, I remember that, darling. This here give us what family and stuff is, because remember, we had to come through, and the houses and stuff that y'all see on the show, houses have become the families that we chose because we have been negated and neglected from the other families. And that's what now, especially for those who got kicked out of families. Those of us who still had the support of our biological families and carrying on, this was just an extension of what it was, because we were able to build a support system. We were able to sit down and to rally and to say, bitch, you my sister, you my this, you my brother, you know, you my auntie, you my uncle, you my this, you my that, okay, so that we could sit down here and get it together. Candy and Lulu and Karen, y'all know they were some shady bitches to Blanca and everybody else. Y'all see how Miss Electra does and carrying on, but you see, when shit hit the fan, y'all see everybody know how to run the Blanca. And be like, bitch, we need this. Why? Because Blanca has been the one to show them stability. She showed them she know how to take care of business. She showed them she was not afraid of adversarial shit. She showed them that she's the strong one. As a mother of the house, as watching polls, a lot of people always ask me, how do I affiliate with the show and this, that, and the other? Because in a lot of ways, I am Blanca. Okay? A lot of ways I'm her, in some ways I'm Pray Tell, in a lot of ways I was Candy, and in some ways I was Lulu. In my drag days I was Electra, you know, at least wanted to be Electra. I didn't have that money or that coin, nor that I want the surgery. But I can identify with all of that. I was reminded of something because my sister Christina Divinity put up in a post that I put on my wall. She said, bitch, Candy is representing, or is my version of William Page McFarland. And I'm calling that name out like that because that was my son, one of my kids. And, okay, here we go. Shit. Like Candy, my baby was an entertainer. My baby was a singer. My baby was the life of the party. And before I had my new kids now, he was my baby boy. Okay? And Paige wanted to be known that he was a star. Paige was out there trying to do his thing. He and I did a couple of shows together and things, but Paige was out there, you know, and trying to come to grips with who he was as a gay man, wanted to live in his truth, didn't know how to live in his truth because he was more queen than butch, okay? But one of the things is that I knew his dad, and his father was gay as well. But he felt his father was a hypocrite because his father would tell him how to be masculine, this, that, don't you be feminine, don't you be feminine. but he felt that because his father had a feminine lover, that it was, you know, he didn't trust his dad and this, that, and the other. So Paige would sit down there and would embrace that street culture. And he got into a relationship, but he would not let us meet this boy. He just would not do it. And my Brista, Yubi, you know, Yubi and Paige had bonded so quickly. You know, it was as if Yubi became Paige's protector. And we were all trying to get him to come through, you know, and be like, come on, baby, you know, let us meet this boy, because, you know, I had a strict policy, you know, as a mother of the house, honey, I don't give a fuck what this is. You're going to come through, you know, everybody who you're going to be involved with or whatever, I need to put their eyes on them, my eyes on them, so I can, you know, have descriptions, have this, have that. But Paige just would not do it, because, see, in LGBT life or code, or living, you know, one of the things is we don't like to bring our men around other queens, honey, because, oh, bitches, y'all gonna try to have my man, y'all gonna try to do this, y'all gonna do that, and I don't want y'all bitches to know my man, I don't want y'all bitches to this with my man, and blah, blah, blah. And he would not do it. So one day, I got a phone call from one of my other kids, now, Crystal. Miss Crystal, I got a Christina and I got a Crystal, because both of them were Chris. So Crystal calls and says, Mama. I said, what, baby? She said, have you heard from Paige? I said, no. She said, honey, this ain't like her, because Paige was supposed to meet me, and we had planned to come over here, and I have not heard from him, and he's not calling, he's not returning my phone calls. I said, well, honey, you know she done got caught up with her little boyfriend or whatever, so give her a minute, you know. And Kwashi kept going through and kept going and kept going. And baby, 4 days had passed. And Kwashi went over to my baby's apartment. My baby had been dead in that apartment for 4 days. He was strangled. Because the boyfriend, whatever this shit was, the boyfriend killed my baby. Okay? Now, I was 27 at the time. And I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know how to process that. Kwashi called me screaming, Mama, 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 Mama. Oh my God, Mama, Mama. I was hurt because Chris came up on that. But at the same time, I was kind of glad that I didn't see that, because I don't know if my mind would have been able to process that. So we went through and carried on, and to not go all into the details of it, because a lot of it is sketchy, because after they caught the dude and went to trial, I did not go to the courts and carry on, because I just couldn't, because my emotions were so raw and carrying on. I knew that I would probably be in jail with that boy, because everything in me was going to go and whoop that motherfucker's ass in that courtroom. You hear me? But that motherfucker killed my baby. Paige was 27. No, I'm sorry. Paige was 24. 24 when he passed. And I... See, like Candy, Paige was very confrontational, you know, when it came down to his art, when it came down to him being you know, we were doing a play, and, you know, folks would criticize him for his singing or whatever. He had a wonderful tenor voice, you know. He would push folks, you know, to the edge. Paige was very unapologetic for who he was. He was the only person that could call my food slop. I used to make this, I used to take some dressing and I'd take some stovetop stuff and I would dress it up, make some dressing out of it, and then I would take some ground turkey and put it in the gravy, and I would put the gravy on top of it and carry it on so that they could have something quick to eat. You know, and then it was stressed because I had 10 kids to feed, child. And he would always come over. He was drunk. He would always, Mama, can I have some slop? I was like, what? You know that gravy stuff you make? And he was the only one I let call my food slop like that. My baby he had such a prominent future. But my baby was killed. And like Candy, when they showed her in the closet dead like that, I just cried. Tears just rolled down my face, and I was like, oh my God, they killed Candy. And I didn't think about Paige at the time. So as we're going through and getting through this episode, I started to understand what this was, and when I looked at it to know that we live this, and then to know that this is on the screen, and I was like, yes, folks get to see the human side of all of this. You get to see what happens when everybody is trying to, you know, when you're doing shit because you have to survive. You know, a lot of the children, honey, we get mad at the crackheads, we get mad at the prostitutes, we get mad at the dope dealers. But when we look at it from the other side of the coin, when we look at it from a space of what folks feel they have to do to survive, to get over in this world, particularly when they're marginalized and have no other means, or because mainstream will not allow them to come into the mainstream culture, you know, on our own terms. And that there, it threw me, but yeah. So I'm like, okay, watching them progress through this and going through this and going through that with this episode, honey, I'm gonna tell y'all probably the most fascinating part of Pose was when everybody came in and was able to have closure with Candy, and when they had those interactions with Candy's spirit. That was fucking genius. Absolute brilliance. Absolute everything. And for Pray Tell to have his moment with Candy and to have his closure. And for him to say to her, she said, bitch, you never recognized me. And he said to her, because I see in you what I see in myself, but I'm jealous because you're able to show that, and I have to hide that from the world when I go out there. And I think about that, and I identify with Candy so much because when she sat up there and said, she said, bitch, I'm loud, I'm me, I am who I am, honey. And she said, I have no place to hide. She said, because my loudness will come in the room before I do. And when she said that, tears rolled down my face again, because as a flamboyant individual, somebody who has a larger-than-life personality, I connected with that instantly. Because I make a joke of it. I walk like my mother, okay? I always, since I took my first step, honey, these hips go the way that they go. I can't run from that. That was something that my father couldn't stand about me, okay? I talk with my hands. I'm very expressive. Okay, I don't have a poker face. My face tells everything. You know. I have big dreams and big aspirations, and they always get shot down because folks don't see the vision, or folks think I'm crazy or whatever. So when Candy said that, I started crying immediately because I said, I understand that. I know that. I know what that is, you know. But then Pray Tell stood up there and said, honey, I'm hiding myself. Thank you, baby. Good night. I'm hiding myself from the rest of the world, honey, because I can't be that free. And basically that's what she's saying. I can't be as free as you. So because you're that free, I don't know how to be yet. You know what I'm saying? And that there spoke volumes. I say that to a lot of people. I know a lot of people who talk about me, who ridicule me, who point fingers at me and carry on. And you talking about at a time back in my flamboyant days. Okay, y'all, for those of you who don't know, back in the day, when I had hair, I used to wear my hair, get my hair done, and have my pin curls and this, that, and the other. We used to call it that Anita Baker, that Anita Baker feather that she had. I used to have that feather, and I had a couple of pin curls here and then stacked curls around. Or when I had bouncing and behaving hair, when I used to go out, I used to have my fingers done because I was right-handed. Remember Lee Press-On came out with active length and glamour length press-on nails. Well, I used to let my nails grow, and because I'm right-handed, my right hand would be my active length, and my left hand would be my glamour length. I let my left hand would grow, maybe like out to here. Yeah. Oh, out to there. And I would keep them done and carrying on. Everybody always complimented me on my hands because they was always soft and this, that, and the other. I used to wear, my pastel colors. I wore my pink and purple together. Then I would wear my powder blue pants and my baby blue shirt, and carrying on, back in that day. And I did it. I'm from Detroit, honey, and I'm talking the east side of Detroit, baby, where I would go down there and with the ghetto of the ghettos children. Okay, I used to carry a purse. Okay, before it became popular down here for the kids to carry purses and walking pumps, I didn't do the pump thing then, but that there was what that was. Okay. So when she said that was everything. When she sat down there with Angel and told Angel, bitch, you're the one, honey. You're the one who outshines all of us. Okay, you are the one, honey. Don't sit up there and waste your time worried about me or thinking about me, honey. I need for you to go out there and find another Miss Candy, honey, and get her to look like me. Okay? Get her to understand who I am, and live it through there, honey. Build her up, honey, to my fabulousness. Okay, and I was like, oh my God, that was volumes. That was volumes. But I'm gonna tell you, the waterworks came, bitches, when her mama and daddy showed up at that funeral. And her mama, first, whoever cast the mama, because Candy they looked like mother and daughter. Okay. Let me press pause for a second because someone's asking a serious question here. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me say hi to everybody because I'm gonna do this now. Okay. Because that's a good place to stop when the parents. Isaac is up in here. Haji. Hey, baby. Juana is up in here. Howard. Gabe. I'm finna tell your name up. I'm gonna call you by your last name. I bleed. Ole 2 days. I think that's okay. I bleed. I know I'm gonna break that down for me, sweetie, so I can say it the right way. Okay. Isaac. Yes, sir, says Isaac. Wanda says, oh, Lord. Wanda says, come on in the room, honey. In the room, of course. Okay, yeah, Wanda, I need you to watch it. Hey, Adrian's up in here. Billy Lake is up in here. Okay, yeah, I read that already. Ronell is up in here. Or Rodnell. Okay, hey, love, how are you? Greg is up in here. Calvin is here. David Brock is here. Reginald is here. Roman is here. John, hey, baby. Wanda says, no. Yes, honey. Isaac checking my hair. Michelle is up in here. Wanda, you said that's too much for me to process. It's so damn tragic. I said, honey, what you think I'm going through? Okay. Yes, he called the slop girl. Oh, my nephew is here. Kevin, hey, Kev. Wanda, you said, right, the human side. Wow, the loudness. Exactly. Morrison came up in here. Isaac, you said, what? They probably sleep on air mattresses. Let them talk. It gets their minds off the discomfort, okay? Hey, Morris, to you. Juana, you said, was it because of feeling too vulnerable and not trusting instincts? Well, okay, go back, fill me in on that. What are you mentioning? Was it because of feeling too vulnerable and not trusting instincts? Well, for my baby, or what are you referencing that? But anyway, when the parents came and Blanca says, thanks for coming, Candy would have how did she say? I think she said Candy wanted you here, however she put that. And the mama said, Candy? What kind of name is Candy? And Blanca said, that's the one she chose. Okay? And so they had to process that. And she said, please come in. You know? And pray tell. Okay, right. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to that. When the parents came in and saw the life that Candy had, to see all those people there that was loving on her, to see all those people there, to know that she lived a world that they knew nothing about. And then the mama was able to have her moment. And it's so sad that this wasn't a real conversation. It was more so just her talking to the spirit of Candy. But to have those closure moments, oh, if life could be that rich, if life could be that rich for real. Because the mama said, the outside may have changed, but the inside, I still see my baby. And Candy said, Mama, you see me. Mama, you see me. And she said, I just miss you. I miss you. And she said, and Candy said, Mama, I miss you too. You know. That. Whew, that was everything for me. But then, Daddy. Now, I'm going to say this so I can get this off because Daddy was fine, honey. Daddy can get it. I had to look him up, Mr. Danny Johnson. But when she went and Daddy had his moment to have clarity, and she talked about that Christmas when Daddy got her that dollhouse that she wanted, and Daddy says, I want it. My son, he said, my baby, I wanted my girl. I wanted my baby to have what my baby wanted. And she said, Daddy, you saw me. Daddy, you saw me for who I was. And that was the best Christmas. The best Christmas. And Daddy said, I don't know how to let you go. I can't. She said, Daddy, you're going to have to. And Daddy's just swelling up and just started crying. And I lost it. Woo! Oh, Lord, have mercy. Just to know what that is. Now, I don't know it from a trans perspective because that wasn't my thing. But as a gay man, and I had to come out to my parents, I came out to my mom first. I think I told y'all that story. I was sick and wasn't getting well. And I had to tell my mother because she asked me. She's like, no, sweetie. It's something you ain't telling me because the doctor said you supposed to be well. And you ain't together. She said, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. And my mother asked me, she says, are you sexually active? I said, yes, ma'am, I am. Now, mind you, this is 1986. I was 16. She says, with men or with women? Now, of course, for our parents have to ask that question, she already knew the answer. But I told her, I said, with men. And she bit her lip. She kept saying, I knew it. I knew it. And this question always make me laugh. She says, well, are you the man or the woman? And at that time, I was a total top. And for those of y'all who don't know what that means, how the total top means, I was the penetrator. Okay. And so that was that. And when I said that, it kind of gave her some relief. But then we didn't talk about it. You know, it was one of those things to where I felt a huge weight, like the house had just lifted up off of me. And I felt so free and I felt so clear. And at that time, I didn't care about my father because, you know, I did not feel at that time that I needed to tell him because he wasn't a part of my life. You know, he walked out when mama left, but, you know, he was doing his own thing and really didn't care for his kids and didn't do right by his kids and carrying on and this, that, and the other. So I didn't feel as though I owed him an explanation. So fuck him was my attitude. But as long as my mother knew, I was fine. And see, I'm the firstborn, so I shielded a lot of stuff from my siblings because I didn't want them to be embarrassed. I didn't want them to have to explain anything. I was already being talked about and ridiculed, so that was enough, you know. I don't know if they ever had to fight on my behalf. They never told me. Well, my brother did. I'm sorry, y'all know my brother passed and oh shit. I didn't mean for that to hit me like that. I know a couple of times he has. But my sisters, I never knew if they had to fight on my behalf. But I kept a lot of that from them. And then I'm 7 years older than my sister. So at that time, they were 9 years old. So they was, you know, I didn't want to bombard them with that. I got them into it slowly but surely as they aged. And when they became teenagers and carrying on and they started to become young women and things, and they started liking boys and all of that, you know, then I found out we got the same taste in I mean, we got the same taste in men, honey. So I was like, they would bring these little boys around here who were a little older, and it was pissing me off because shit. I was like, okay, wait a minute. You know, number one, I kind of liked their little dates, and then number two, I would, you know, it was the father in me because I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is you doing with these older boys? You 16, this boy is 21, 22, bitch. Wait. Okay, dancing at the strip clubs and shit. Oh my God, my mother laughed at me every time I talk about that. Chocolate Thunder, what that boy's name was, dancing at Watts, Mozambique, and things. And the thing of what the boy was lovely. Oh my God, he was fucking lovely. But I think I was jealous. I never said that out loud. I think I was a little jealous, but I was more so upset that they were dancers at a fucking strip club, and my sisters were gaga over these boys. And my mother, she laughs at me to this day about that. But nonetheless, I had to break them into it slowly but surely and get their comfortability together and carrying on. So this episode of Pose, you know, it speaks volumes. It speaks to a lot of what is going on when we build families. If you've never understood why the houses are so important, if you never understood why, you know, we always call each other sisters and carrying on and things. If you look at our heteroattractional counterparts, when we say the sisterhood, you know how women power get together, and nothing can break that sisterhood, child. When women stick together, they stick together. Well, the LGBTQ community, when we do it right, honey, there's nothing about it, honey. Come hell or high water, hook or crook, honey, we will adhere to the rules of what sisterhood is. Now, internally, we'll fight like Dickens, honey, and we'll read each other, honey. We maybe physically fight. Sometimes we may have to cut each other off. Okay? But we have to sit down there and let that be. You know, because remember, this is the family I get to choose, and bitch, I'm not going to have you there treat me any old kind of way. Okay? I get that from the regular world, bitch. I don't need that from you, too. Okay? And that a lot of that is where a lot of that comes from. But I'm going to tell you, when the parents had their say, and they sat down, and they were able to come to terms with it, and then we go into the fantasy portion, because they took that casket and said, okay, pallbearers, come on up. They took the casket and pushed that casket into the ballroom. And Miss Thing emerged from that casket and went into Stephanie Mills' Never Knew Love Like This Before. That was over. That was over. Because I do this thing, and I think y'all have heard me say this before, that we have to go into what I call building your own learning to love myself playlist. And that is, you take all the boo songs and all those musical tunes or whatever that you think that means so much for you to sing to somebody else. Take those same songs and sing them to yourself in the mirror. Hey, sweetie. Sing them to yourself in the mirror. Walter, I see you, baby. Hey, friend, what's going on? Hey, Lewis. Hey, Keith, I see y'all done came in. Take those same songs and sing them to yourself. When you're in a mirror and you just can resonate on those words, listen to those lyrics and sing those lyrics to yourself. Stephanie just never knew love like this before, and I got to get a hold of her to see if she watched that episode. But to know that she went up out of here with that, just in knowing that her spirit never knew love like this before. She was the ugly duckling, honey. Remember, Candy went through and got all that damn fucked up silicone, trying to get her body right, trying to get this right, trying to get that right, because she wasn't, you know, she was still clockable in certain areas. She wasn't the most prettiest, but she could always give a pretty face and this, that, and the other. And she had body images, problems and things. But to know that I never knew love like this before. Now I'm lonely nevermore. Since you came into my life. Imagine what that is. Imagine saying those words to yourself. Until you came into my life. Did you know how significant that is when you really embrace all of who you are? Your fabulousness, your flaws, your ins, your outs, your ups, your downs. I am in love. I never knew love like this before. Since you came into my life, and you look it in the mirror, since you came into my life, means I'm in touch with everything of who I am. Okay, I make no excuses for it. I don't give a fuck who like it or who don't like it. I don't care about the outside world. Yes, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because I got to fight with those who don't agree with me. And that's fine. I had to find a happy medium somewhere to coexist with you. But honey, I don't have to change who I am to fit your comfortability. Just understand that I'm here, bitch, and we'll move on. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be anything else. When she came out there doing her thing, and she was, the episode of Pose last night was absolutely every motherfucking thing, and my hat goes off to everybody. For those of you who've seen it, who are new to what it is, to all of my heteroattractional folks out there who are understanding gay world or trans culture and this, that, and the other, get into it. Because here's another thing that we have to look at, because the intervention with Paypay not wanting to take his AZT and not wanting to do it, because in the beginning that damn medicine, and it still is, it's just that they got it balanced now, but in the beginning that shit was chemotherapy and a pill. The side effects from that shit was a motherfucker. I used to take care of my cousin, and I had to watch my cousin go through all that, taking the medicine, going through upset stomach, diarrhea constantly, couldn't eat, couldn't keep nothing down, just could not. The medicine, you hear folks say this all the time, honey, I was fine until you tried to cure me, because the cure, takes the body through all these fucking changes. And so I watched many people. See, a lot of y'all don't know AIDS and HIV from the vantage point that they're giving it to you. This season of Pose, honey, it started off with a bang. This season started off with just bodies upon bodies upon bodies of unclaimed bodies. Being stacked up into unmarked graves, because we were losing folks like that. Child, it was literal. If I talked to you today, baby, you was dead tomorrow, because we didn't have no cure for it. It was just taking folks over. Like, from the moment they said you had AIDS, my cousin, it was 2 years. From the time of diagnosis to the time we buried my cousin, it was 2 years. 2. And I saw an obituary, a blurb. I Googled my cousin, and I saw a blurb, and I didn't realize that my cousin was only 33 years old. Was it 33 or 30? One of the two. Early 30s, 30. And my cousin died in 1993. He was 30. Yeah, because he was born in 63. 30 years old. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And here I am. I'm 49. So I'm living, I've dealt with this and coming on the survival side of this, and and still don't make the right decisions all the time, and carrying on it, and I still get tested every 6 months, because there's what, so from the first time I got tested, when I had the scare with my sickness and carrying on, they tested me then at 16, and since I was 16 years old, I still get tested every 6 months, because HIV still has a dormancy of 10 years. They tell you the disease can sit 10 years before it shows up. And that well, now they got a little bit more sophisticated with the testing, but it still can lay dormant. How about that? And we don't hear that part of it anymore. So it's a scary thing, but I can't let life scare me. I can't let that scare me into not wanting to live. I cannot let that do that. I refuse. I refuse to let anybody silence me. I refuse to let anybody quench my thirst. I refuse to let anybody tell me that my dreams don't matter. You understand me? Thank you, baby. He called me babyface. Want to say babyface. Thank you, sweetie. So I refuse to let anyone silence me. I refuse. Y'all know, I'm celebrating my graduation, and my ceremony is on the 26th of this month, where I actually walk across the stage. But now it's like, here I am, almost 50, and just not feeling as though I'm about to get ready to do some things with what I want to do with my career. Yeah, I'm scared, don't know what to do, what's the next step, what I got to do. I'm a little lazy. I had all these surgeries and I got a little tired now. It's a whole bunch of shit. Okay, but I refuse to let it because Oprah still needs me. Oprah needs me over there at OWN to be the voice. Y'all see, she talking about she want to bring her talk show back. She said she don't want to do it every day. She ain't got to, bitch. I'm right here. Okay? She ain't got to. I'll take over the helm, honey. We'll sit down there. You give me the weekly shit and let me do the thing, honey, because you need me to be the face of OWN. And you come up in there and do the special shit and we'll do what diddy. You understand? You sit down there and do your 60-minute type reporting, honey, on your shit. I'll be the correspondent. I'll be the in-studio correspondent. Or hell, I'll do the location routes, honey. We'll do it. We'll do dishing tea with Big Meach on OWN. Yes. Yeah, she needs me. She needs me. She needs me. And she knows she needs me. She just don't know it's directly me. But she knows she needs me. Yes, she does. And so that's why we're here. You see, I refuse to let anybody tell me that. I had friends, I remember this a long time ago. This was when we had a talk about this, and I had some friends of mine. They asked me, and I knew what he was saying at the time, but at the same time, I heard it as a doubt. And I had a friend of mine once ask me, when are you going to give up on this dream and go get a job and start getting practical? And that floored me. Because see, and for those of you who don't understand the life of entertainment and don't understand the life of what that is, yes, okay, yeah, y'all see me here at the donut factory. I got to do this to make pay the bills and carry on. But honey, my passion, honey, my passion is to see folks be their best selves. My passion is to help mold people into understanding who you are, understanding how to get to your realness, understanding how to get to your best self, and then to entertain you. So if I'm not in your life, honey, I'm trying to tell you how to be alive. Not to sit down there and tell you what to do, but to mold and shape you to get you on course to what you say you want to do. Since I wrote my 2 books, somebody called me a gay Iyanla Van Zandt. So yeah, Iyanla needs me over there, Oprah too, over there on. We could work together. I consider myself one of her students anyway. So here, how about that? Okay, that would be sickening. Absolutely sickening. Okay. So there is that. So honey, I titled today, if y'all look at the title of this thing, I said, give me my flowers while I'm alive, or I have to go pick them myself. Because if I wait for you to give me my flowers, goddammit, I'll be waiting forever. You understand? And yes, it would probably be easier. There are times where I just want somebody to do it for me, or want somebody to be the leeway or whatever, because you may have more skills, or I feel your skill set is better. Hold on. Go ahead.
1027, walk down, 19 and 2. 3 menus collected, starting with room 1806. That's a 1806, 1412, 1412, and 903. 903.
Copy that. So yes. Yes. Ooh, okay, let me go to the comments, because y'all coming up in here. Okay. Hey, my love, how are you? Grinding, we hustling, baby. Okay? Because let me tell you something, and I'm learning how to do this. I know what we grinding, but one of the things about grinding is that if you grind too much and don't oil your mechanics, the gears get stuck and get locked. If you got a good hustle, honey, that hustle will take you everywhere. This is why you got to understand your skill set. And I'm still trying to learn mine, because it's like, and then learning how to value what my skill set is so I can put a price on it. Because see, I'm going to tell you something. If y'all remember American Idol Trinice, she was on the year that Ruben won. Trinice said this to me, and ever since then I have adopted this. And she says, I take what it costs me to live for a month, and my fee to do anything is always 2 months worth of rent, or my monthly, my household needs. And when she said that, I said, damn, that works. Because, see, as long as I'm working, see, I get 6 gigs, that's me covered for the year. Okay? And now, that's the year. Now, if I continue to do that, see, then I can start to stack the coin. And I said, bitch, that's lovely. Now I got to sit down here and feel comfortable and confident about that when I go out to present myself. When I'm going out speaking, when I'm going out being the radio DJ and carrying on. But then I'm the soft-hearted one. I like to work with a budget because not everybody got those kind of budgets. But then I got to sit down here and position myself to where, you know what, come on now. Come on. We've got to sit down here because we got to do it. Right now, the radio show has just turned 10 years old, so we're about to rebrand, redo some shit there and carrying on. And so I'm excited about this particular time. So this is what all of this is, so this the hustle, baby. Yeah, the grinding, I love the grind because we're out there. But one thing grinding keeps us in the position to where we're scrambling. At least that's how I'm looking at it. And I'm offering this as an opportunity or a suggestion because it's quick to say grinding. We got this stuff in our vernacular, and we good at saying, "No, I'm out here grinding. I'm on the grind, baby. I'm on the grind." But it's just like when you grinding, is look at those gears. The gears are going, and sometimes if you don't keep the gears lubricated, honey, the gears are locked, and when they lock, they won't grind no more. So it puts you in a halt. It stops you. It won't. So now, honey, get you a hustle. If you hustling, honey, hey, Luther said, honey, it's time to hustle, baby. Okay. That's a song, okay? Get your hustle on. Because your hustle is what's going to take you. That's your skill set. That there's when you know how to sit down there and make a business deal. When you know how to sit down there, you can pick a hustle up anywhere. See, when you're grinding, most of the time, a lot of folks who end up grinding end up pulling stunts, okay, to get over. And that's just on the dark side of it. I'm not talking about the light side. And for those who got a plan or say, this is what I'm doing. Because most of the ones who got a plan, they call it grinding, but they actually hustling. Those who got the grind, those are the quick ones. They're trying to get quick money, trying to get this, trying to get that. So they're going to try to double talk and carry on. And they always come up with a get rich quick scheme or whatever. But honey, get on that hustle. And that's what I'm on. I'm on the hustle because I want to do it right so it has longevity. Okay? That's what that is. Wanda, you said what? I love that concept, getting into my mirror. Yes, honey, I'm telling you. The Learning to Love Myself playlist. That's what I call it on YouTube. I go to the YouTube and I get all the songs. I get songs. I always go to these when I say this, but there's other songs. But y'all remember the song Then Came You? Dionne Warwick and the Spinners. I never knew love before. Then came you. Then came you. Okay. Just think of this. I never knew love before. Then came you. Say that to yourself in the mirror. Okay. You're all I need. That's Denise Williams. Honey. You're all that matters to me. You're all that matters to me, my love. You're all I wanted. You're all I needed. Child, say that to yourself. You're all that I wanted. You are all that I needed. Say that to yourself. Because, bitch, when it's all said and done, you came in here by yourself. You might go up out of here by yourself. But can't nobody take care of you better than you. And won't nobody do it. And let's not say won't nobody do it. Let's just say folks get limited. Because, you had your ride or die folks that's in your corner. You had those children that's there. You would have those. That's when you got family. Friends are the family that we choose. That's I don't like using that word lightly. We got a lot of associates. We got a lot of acquaintances. We don't have a lot of friends. And you know who your friends are. Because, bitch, when the going gets tough And Tough done sat down there and took a seat and kicked her motherfucking shoes off, bitch. No. You know who there, who ain't. That's what Pose taught you last night, honey. Pose sat down there, bitch, that everybody went running to Blanca because why? Bitch, we got a problem. We need to take care of this. And shit done started stinking, honey. We got to do this the right way. Okay? Okay? Lewis said, preach. Rodney done came up in here. Lewis said, we need you. Walter said, yes, we do. You better do the do-why-diddy. We need you to. You like the do-why-diddy, baby. Thank you for my roses. Leslie is here. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Thank you, baby. You better tell him, Meach. Thank you. Otis is up in here. Lewis, I want to come to the radio show. Well, you know what, Lewis? You know, the radio show is done by phone. You can always listen in. All of my stuff is in the archives. I have a lot of it up on YouTube as well, on my YouTube page. But you can always go to the archives. If you want to listen live, I always put the phone numbers up, but you can always call in. I was supposed to have had a show today, but I had to go take care of some business, and it took me longer than I had thought it was going to do, so I didn't get on the air. But this month is our 10-year anniversary. As of July 1st, Dishing Tea with Big Meach turned 10 years old. I have been on the air for 10 years. It is still shocking me. It is still everything. So, come on, Wanda. Would you? Ain't nobody love me better. Make me happy. Make me feel this way. Ain't nobody. See, right. You know what to do. Come on, honey. See, right. At first you put your arms around me. Oh, see, I could do that. Then you put your charm around me. Come on now. She said, we stare into each other's eyes. Look at yourself in the mirror, bitch. Into each other's eyes. And what we see is no surprise. You better understand. You better understand. That is that Pose. I'm telling y'all, child, last night's episode of Pose just really worked me. And so being able to connect it, for those who keep asking me, how do I connect with this, or where do I see myself, or now I'm considered to be one of the elders of the community. I welcome that, but at the same time, it's funny. Because it's a prayer answered. Okay. Because I've always wanted my life. When I knew I was gay, when I accepted my, and see, that's the choice. For those of y'all who want to believe that this is a choice, and the choice that we make is to accept that this is whom I am. That's the choice. Okay? That's the choice. The choice is I'm not going to hurt myself anymore. I'm not going to hide and run from myself anymore. I'm not going to keep having these damn headaches. I am not going to keep going through all this bullshit. I'm going to be me. That's the choice. That's what we choose. We choose ourselves over the rhetoric, over the ridicule, over everything else, because I can't run from it anymore. Okay, I can't run from it. That's what this is. And when Child Candy, she said, honey, when Pray Tell said, honey, I hide myself. You know, I have to hide myself from the world because I can't be that loud. I can't be that open. I can't be that. And then Candy said, honey, you got to do what you got to do to survive. Okay? You got to do what you got to do to survive. Okay? And that's fine, because I understand. But in the midst of understanding that, bitch, don't shine my light, or don't come from me. Don't come to try to dim my light because you trying not to let yours shine. You can't have it both ways. Okay? And that's what it is. Oh, Lord, I love it. Would you say, I'm Groot, bitch. I wanted you stupid. Okay, yes, you better sing. Oh, you like that, honey? Okay, congratulations. Thank you, Lewis. Okay, what'd you say, Chakra Khan? Okay. Okay, I love that song. Theodore came in. Lewis, you said, too young to be an elder, but wisdom knows no boundaries or limitations. You know, sweetie, I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm 49 years of age. But at the same time, honey, I have been an out black gay man, honey, for 35 years. Is that right? No, we'll make it 33. Because I came out, I had my first boyfriend when I was 12. Then I went, I you know, did my last girlfriend, I was 14. My very, 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 very last girlfriend. After that, that was it. But I'm going to say I came out at 14 because that's when I started learning the underworld. I went to my first bookstores. I was buying porn magazines. I was reading the graffitis on the wall and going to find the hot sex spots and this, that, and the other. But after I told my mother when I was 16, and I think I'm going to officially say that I was out because I actually told somebody, and that was my mama. You know, so at 16, because I had to tell her, was like, it made it official because now my mama knew. I had friends in Carolina who already knew. But, yeah, at 16. So, that's still 33 years. 33 years I've been out. Honey, I've seen some things. I have done some things. You know, so, yeah. Wanda, you say, what, you an elder to the younger folks? Yeah. Yeah. And basically, that's what the mother of the houses are, honey. We're the mothers. Okay? And see, now, because of that, see, I have become the whole spectrum of a family. I'm mama. I'm still daddy. Okay? I'm still daddy to certain people. You know, I'm sister. And, you know, I got sisters. I'm brister to some. I'm brother to some. I'm uncle to some. I'm auntie to some. You know, we cousins to some. So, yes, okay. So, yeah, I'm the whole gamut. And in that regard, for those of you who are religious, honey, child, what would Jesus do? And y'all taught this from the pulpit, honey. Jesus, the spirit of the Christ, honey, is to be any and everything that you need me to be. If you, what did you say? I'm a mother to the motherless. I'm a father to the fatherless, honey. Come on now. Come on now, I embody that all day. I embody that and I accept that in my divinity, honey. I accept that as part of my divinity. Okay? Woo, that's powerful. I accept that as part of my divinity. Okay? Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay? Lewis, you say, well, hey, I'm young and so is he. He's my teacher. My mom found out when I was 16 as well, okay? And you know, one thing about that around those teens, that mid to late teens, is because most of the time, as young kids, we are experimenting. See, that's the one thing that parents forget. You know, hormones get to raging and things, and kids start to experiment. Kids start to actually question who they are. What am I doing? You know, you see stuff, you know stuff. You're watching television. You're watching, well, now everything is on the internet. You know, you're hearing stuff. You know, you're comparing yourself. I know going to the gym, honey, and y'all heard me tell this story before. Going to gym class, honey, I hated it. I despised going to gym. Because, hell, you know, those who are largely endowed or whatever always picked on those who wasn't naturally developed and carrying on. So, you know, it was always something. Go ahead.
1027 back in house control, all 10-4.
Copy. So, you know, we always had that. You know, those who had hair, you know, in the growing area, those who had hair up under their arms and things. Child, you know, those who had beards and mustaches, shit. I'm 40 and still can't grow shit. Well, it's growing, but child, it don't grow into nothing. By the time I'm probably 65, I'll probably have a full beard. But give me my flowers while I'm alive, or bitch, I'll pick them myself, honey, because I'm not waiting on you to give me no flowers. I don't have to wait, and I shouldn't have to wait. But that there, oh my God, that is the beauty of what this is, child. I was going to tie in some other current affairs because I was going to get into this whole thing about the children wanting to make a big deal about Ariel being black. I was going to tie this into that, but I think I'm going to leave this as it is. I was going to tie a couple other things, the police stories about the children, the new white guy who called the guy about going into the apartment complex. I'm going to get on that one because I'm hearing some comments that I'm not necessarily agreeing with, but I'm going to get on that tomorrow. But right now I'm going to let this pose thing sit because I need y'all to understand. Give me my flowers while I'm alive or I'll pick up my goddamn self. Okay? That's it. Give me my flowers. Well, I need to make that into a t-shirt, honey. Give me my flowers while I'm alive or I'll pick up myself, honey. Okay? Hey, what's up, Phil? Come on up in here, baby. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Go ahead.
1051 garage control.
Copy that. Hey, Paris. What's happening, baby? Okay, Paris is burning. Ah. Oh. But I'm going to echo that, and I want you guys, I'm gonna rewatch the episode again because it's too much in there. It's a lot in there to consider and to take. Let me highlight another part of this because see, one of the things that a lot of us had to do, and I love that Sandra Bernhardt part when they went to the commission and she said, "Listen, you gay, I'm gay. You know what the fuck this is, okay? But you want me to break the law, okay, bitch? You know what? Okay, fine, but let's do it this way. What if you and before it was legal for same gender loving people to marry, what would happen is you have a lot of gay couples or gay people who are ostracized by the family. Kick them out, didn't want shit to do with them and carrying on, right? Well, they would pass. Well, what would happen is, since the spouse is not legally the spouse is no longer the next of kin. So the parents or the siblings or whatever would come into the house as next of kin and they could claim the entire shit. They could claim everything. Everything. I remember this because I was working at the bar, the Detroit Eagle, and there was this white guy there. I swear, that boy, every time he thought about it, he took a shot. He got so shit-faced, it was ridiculous. But his partner of 25 years had died. And they built a home together. Built that home. His lover's parents didn't want shit to do with him. He said when they came over there to the house, they put him out of his house because he had no claims to it, because he wasn't next of kin. Because I think at the time, however it was, I think it was probably in the house was the deed or whatever it was in the lover's name. He said they would not let me walk out of there with my clothes. He had to fight for his clothes. You know, when everything that was his partner's, the family took. They wouldn't let him. Oh my God! My heart just gets heavy every time I tell that story. And oh my God, this was what he took. This was back in 93, 94 when he was telling me this. So you see how long ago this was. It was just horrific that the family came up in there and just obliterated that boy's life of someone they built a life together. They had built a business together and carried on. They have finances together. They built a life, 25 years. Your family didn't want shit to do with you, but now that he dead, you want to come up in here and claim everything and put this man out on the street and tell him he got no claims to nothing? And basically, that's what Sandra told the guy in Pose. She said, "What would that happen? How would you feel? Would that be fucked up, wouldn't it? How? If you had a lover of 30 years and they just came and told you couldn't claim the body, you couldn't do nothing. Crazy. That's some of the shit that we deal with. Okay, that gay people still deal with that." But we got a few things in place now that's better, that's more in place as far as getting your paperwork and stuff in order. Because not only do you have to do, we had palimonies and carrying on. Y'all remember the first time that word came into existence? It was on Phil Donahue. Okay, Phil Donahue was talking about palimonies and stuff, where roommates would get palimony agreements. And basically that palimony agreements became... shit, what am I trying to say? Prenups and carrying on for gay couples and things. But you also had to get power of attorney papers and carrying on. And see, there's a whole list of stuff that you got to get to put in place. But now that marriage is legal for same-sex or same-gender loving people, we don't have to go through those extremes like that anymore. But before, you had to have power of attorney. You had to have the palimony agreements and carrying on in place, so that in case family tried to come up in there, they couldn't take nothing and you had grounds to sue. Ridiculous. Trans persons and carrying on. There was a case. Oh, this was what? I think this was in 96, 97, I think. There was a trans woman who had married. She was legally trans and carrying on, all this, that, and the other. But her husband passed. He left her everything because he was some kind of millionaire or something. He had children, but the children contested the will. And what they found out was, somehow or another, they found out she was trans because they did a chromosome examination and found out that chromosomally, honey, she was born male. And they were trying to dissolve the marriage and said that the marriage was not legally binding because two men couldn't marry and carry on. Y'all look that up. You think I'm lying? Look it up. Okay, and the children were trying to get over on that. Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of shit. But I'm telling you, Pose last night was everything. 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 To all of the actors, to all of the writers, the producers, all of the crew, all of those who knew that particular time frame, all of the people whose stories that led up to them writing the script from whomever they pulled from. That was fucking amazing. It was beyond amazing. That was fucking historic. Because you get to see exactly into the life of what's going on in LGBT culture. Okay? I'm going to digress and let me decompress or whatever, because child, that was heavy. It was emotionally heavy. Emotionally heavy. And I say to y'all, choose life. Choose life. If you got nothing from that, honey, choose life. I just saw somebody put up on Facebook, they went to Vegas because after Pole, they said, honey, life is too short, child. I'm going to be me. Okay? And carry it on. Okay? And carrying on. What do pretty words do, honey? What are all these pretty words going to do, honey, if I can't get up to enjoy them? That's what Karen told she told that to Pray Tell. All these folks want to say all this shit, but you couldn't say it to me when I was alive. Look at the shit with Lulu, her and Lulu. When she sat down there, she said, bitch, here's the real tea, honey. You really didn't like me anyway. Not for real. Okay? And that was the hard truth. I'm going to tell you what wrecked me. What wrecked me was when Lulu got that piece. And she said, girl, you making me cry and ruin my makeup. And she turned to get her tissue to do her makeup. When she turned back, Candy was gone. And she just broke out crying because now she got to live with that. You got to live with that, baby. Okay? Absolutely excellent. Absolutely excellent. Brilliance. That was total brilliance. To all of my house members, honey, I have not did a house call in a long time. But for all of you who are members of the House of Divinity out of Detroit, Michigan, that started over there at 97 Prentice Avenue, 497 Prentice Avenue, basement apartment. This is your mother. Okay, this is your mother, Samantha Stevens Divinity, honey, queen and mother of the House of Divinity, honey, heiress to the throne of divinity. How about that? Okay, I'm asking, y'all hit me up on Facebook. Roger, I'm looking for you. I need to hear from you, sweetie. Candace, I need to hear from you. I need to make sure that you okay. I need to hear from my babies. Christina, I know you're listening somewhere, honey. You're going to hit me up. Crystal, Miss Kwashi, I need to hear from you. Okay? I need to hear from all of my babies, honey. Miss Tabitha, Adam, I need to hear from y'all, honey. Yes, I do. Tabitha Stevens Divinity, Adam Stevens Divinity. Get it, honey. Get into it. I need to hear from all of my children, honey. All of my kids. I need to hear from y'all. Okay? I need to hear from you. Why don't you say what? Choose life and to love yourself, especially in the mirror. You better understand that. Learning to love yourself, honey. Okay? Learning to love yourself. I'm encouraging all of y'all, make a playlist. All of your boo songs. All of your boo songs. Okay? Babyface says, as soon as I get home from work, honey, I'll comb your hair. I'll cook your dinner too. Okay? As soon as I get home from work, honey. What do you say? I'll pay your rent. I'll wash your clothes. As soon as I get home from work. Well, honey, guess what? Especially me, I have to say that to myself because, bitch, I'm single. So when I get home from work, I got to do it, honey. I have to say that, soon as I get home from work, I'll pay your rent. I'll cook your dinner too. Soon as I get home from work. Come on now. What? Yes. You understand? How about that? How about that? Shit. So, all right, let me get over here. I got to get ready to do my work. We got to get ready to switch out in a few moments. So, honey, if you love me, tell a friend. Honey, if you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this: one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything that I'm doing will move what? Forward. Okay? Until the next time, darling, I love you all, honey. I say choose life. Get your playlist together. Learning to love myself. All those boo songs, child. All those boo songs. I'm going to put some down there for you to consider. Okay? And carrying on, honey. Yes. He's all the man I need, honey. Ha! Come on now. Yeah, he fills me up. He gives me life. More love than I ever need. He's all I got. Woo! He's all I got in this world. And he's all the man that I need. Come on. Okay? Put that on the playlist. Okay. Yes. Phyllis Hyman said, it's our first time together, and I want to be on my P's and Q's. It's our first time together. Okay. Oh, baby, yes, let's do that thing. Okay? I love you all. I'll talk with you all in a minute. Okay? Ciao.